So we are recording, and okay, thank you guys for being on tonight. Before we get started, I want to read out of the I Declare book by Paul Osteen, one of my favorites. So today says, I declare that I have a sound mind filled with good thoughts, not thoughts of defeat. By faith, I am well able. I am anointed. I am equipped. I am empowered. My thoughts are guided by God's word every day. No obstacle can defeat me because my mind is programmed for victory. And this is my declaration. I thought that was fitting for tonight's Zoom. I'm so excited, you guys, to have our ambassador upline, Shelley Hyde, on. Let me just mute everybody's line here. Okay. Shelley and Sandy, if you guys want to unmute, make sure you're unmuted.
Done.
You might have to try it again. There we go. Okay.
And then Shelley just needs to unmute herself.
Yeah, Shelley, you want to unmute yourself?
Manually unmute yourself.
You guys?
There we go. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
I get...
What's that?
Yeah. I am like catching like every 6 words.
Okay.
So tell me what your ID is again. And I'm going to try it on my phone just real quick.
Okay. Let me grab it quick.
It's 598-209-557.
I don't know what's going on. I just did assume this morning and it worked.
I was going to say, everybody else sounds pretty clear. Oh, good. We still have people jumping on, so this is good.
And Shelley, you'll need to unmute your cell phone because your phone is muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear us?
I can. Okay. Give me 1 second and I'm going to shut my other one off.
Okay.
All right. This sounds so much better.
Oh, good. And you sound so much better. You're much clearer.
You sound very crisp and clear now.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Okay. Well, you guys, if you don't know it, Shelley Hyde is one of our ambassador uplines along with Sarah. So we are extremely blessed. She's one of the people that inspires me a lot. You've inspired me for a very long time. And so I'm grateful to have you on this Zoom with us tonight. I think what I want to start out with, Shelley, is if you'll just share a little bit of your story on your journey from the beginning, kind of, and where you're at now.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you so much, you guys, for inviting me here. I am super excited to just be involved and to inspire. I loved inspiring, so thank you for saying that. And I've been talking to you and Sandy, and it has been amazing. And I just know that
it's far away, but
our future is going to rock out. All right, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, great. All right, so a little bit about my story is I've been in the business now for 7 years. It's hard to believe. I still have to pinch myself. And 7 years, I'm an ambassador diamond, and I got started, I was in another company, which was direct sales. I've done direct sales all my life, and ever since I was 18. And I was, just to kind of back up, I started out being a teen mom and, you know, always struggling, never having enough money, worked 2 to 3 jobs, did anything to make extra money. And I know that there's people out there that we need to really change their lives with this, because I got into this business, you guys, with no high expectations. I thought, shoot, if I could do this plus do my other business that I had been in for 10 years, and make just an extra $500,000, that would make a huge difference in our life. It would have given us some extra vacation money. It would have been able to pay for some remodeling that I wanted to do. And that was my goal. I got my kit, I threw it up in the closet and really had doubt of even joining or to even go forward with this. One of my distributors from my other company came in and to get some product, and I said to her, I said, I have to tell you about something I'm doing, but it's just crazy. I got to sharing with her a little bit about it because I was very, very discreet about sharing it with many of my distributors. And she just said, she goes, oh my God, Shelley, she goes, you're going to be a millionaire. And I'm like, you don't even know what this is. I don't even know what it is. And she said, Shelley, it's network marketing. And I've always done direct sales, so I didn't even understand. And she knew everything about network marketing. She's read all the books. She's been in several, but she never made it money. So she, just having that person believe in me was enough that she was my very first distributor. She's still with me today. And it's kind of crazy. So long story short, things started to develop. For 6 months, I didn't do a lot with my business. And then I went in at 6 months, I got fired from my other job, that other direct sales company, because they had found out I was doing this. And long and behold, I just decided, you know what? I got to get to work. So that's when really I began with my business, about 6 months after being in. And I went to Diamond in a year. And then I went ambassador in my 3rd year. So we retired my husband from his full-time job. And I love it because it's the freedom of time. That's what I love the most about this business. The friends, the family that we've made, I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you that it was easy. We've struggled. I've almost quit 3 different times. When I saw that I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, I wouldn't contact Cammie. I wouldn't answer her phone calls, and I thank God every day that she stalked me. So we don't get to the top without struggles and defeat and doubt and all that. But I'll tell you what, if you just keep plugging away and putting one foot in front of the other, you will get to the top.
When you did have like that want to quit doubt in your mind, what was it that made you keep going, or what made you change your mindset?
Oh, I love that question. It was the conference calls. When you're having the doubt and you're not, like, you're just constantly thinking about that negative thought, you really aren't working your business. That people are not working their business in that mindset. They think they are, but they're not. And so my thing is I started getting back on conference calls. I started joining in on, meetings, going to more things than what I was doing. And that right there just got the spunk back in me, that got the fire in my belly again. And that's where I just was like, you know what? I can do this. And the minute you start thinking that positive thought, it's crazy how much you can get done with your business. It's crazy how people are attracted to you when you have a positive thought.
For sure. And I know I didn't realize, I knew you for a while until I knew how much of our story was really close to the same, with being teen moms at 17 and just the struggle of always, I'm not sure. Did you go to college?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was a teen mom college dropout, and I didn't realize your story until it was actually a while after I had known you, until I heard your story, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I think we sometimes let our struggles and labels from the past deter us and hold us back from being successful. What would you say to somebody who does have the drug addiction past, or, the alcoholism, the mommy didn't love that, who didn't love them, the daddy who gave them up? What would you say to those people who are just struggling with letting go of that?
Well, number one, that's so funny because literally I'm going to talk a little bit about mindset. And that's kind of what I want to touch on. If that's okay, I'd like to kind of go right into that.
Absolutely.
So you guys, number one, you look at most of the successful people out there, they did not get where they were going because it was handed to them, because they didn't fail, because they didn't, Oh, I just heard an amazing video today, and it was about, President Lincoln and all the things that this guy went through. I mean, horrible things. And look at where he is at today, or look at where he had went with his life. So I say that, number one, whatever you want in life, you can have. There's all you have to do is make up your mind. That's the first thing. But the other thing is you have to see it. You have to see what it is truly that you want. And I would love everybody just to take a minute, if you would, and just close your eyes and just really, really think about what it is that you truly, truly want. Maybe it's a car. Maybe it's a new home. Maybe it's just be able to tithe to your church. Maybe it's just to be able to go out for a steak dinner once a month. Maybe it's to be able to buy shoes for your kids. What is it that you truly, truly want? When you have that, I want you guys to go ahead and write it down. Write it down. And if you don't have it, I want you to spend some time after this call to really think about what is it that you really want. Is it to be a stay-at-home mom? Is it to have money in your savings account? Is it not to have to worry? So you guys have to visualize it. You have to know what it looks like. You have to know what it feels like. Whatever it might be, you have to see it. And you have to believe it. If you keep going every single day with the doubt in your head, the worries that maybe this business isn't for you, or gosh, I haven't made it yet and I'm still an executive, or I'm still a distributor, or I'm only Ruby and I've been in for 3 years. I've heard all these things. I've heard them all. But if you keep putting it out there, that's exactly what you're going to get. That's exactly why you're at where you're at. Plain and simple. Because there's more negative going out than there is coming in, or positive coming in. You need the positive going out. You need to say your number. You need to see it every single day. And just live your life every day that you're great, what you're grateful for. Instead of thinking about all the shit that's happening. We all have life. And excuse my language for anybody on here, but we all have life that gets in our way. And we can hold on to that life that gets in our way, or we can move past it. I have a distributor that her husband has cancer. And I said, Dad, you can, sorry, I shouldn't have said her name, but anyway, I said, you can keep focusing on all the bad things that could happen or that are happening and da-da-da-da-da, or you can start thinking about just seeing your life with no cancer in it, not worrying about it. You can see him being healthy. You can speak him being healthy. Those are the things that are going to change your life. And I'm telling you, if you guys haven't watched The Secret, you better. And if you haven't watched it in a while, you better. Because that, if you're having any negativity in your life, that's when you pick you pick that up and watch it, read it, do whatever you got to do.
That book completely changed my life. It changed my life. It changed my business. It changed even how I talk to people and train people and coach others. It really is that one and The Power of I Am. Those two books have been life-changing to me. And Awaken the Giant Within. That's been my newest one that has just been the biggest aha for me. So those 3 books, if you guys have not read them, get them, read them, become everything, every single lesson in all 3 of those books. It will just change everything for you. And 80% of your success is mindset and belief, and 20% is skill. I met with a distributor yesterday, love her to pieces, and she's extremely green. And we figured it out yesterday. And I told her, I can appreciate every green, within your body, but that is not going to make you money. You don't need to know all those details to be successful. That's, skill is so small. It's the belief and the knowing where you're going and the gratitude and that is really going to help you be successful. I love everything about mindset, because that is exactly how I got to where I am today, is when you change that. And Shelley, I'm just going to throw this out there. A lot of people have watched your journey with your weight loss, and it all came down to mindset, didn't it?
It did.
I'll never forget you telling me that. And I was like, what changed? And you were like, my mind.
Yep.
Share a little bit about that.
So now you're going to hear the tear jerkers, because I get emotional talking about it. You guys, I felt so miserable. Even though people looked at me as being very successful, independent, all those good qualities, every day I looked in the mirror, I was miserable. I was miserable, not of the person that was inside, but the person that was outside. And I know beauty doesn't, it comes within. I get that. But it didn't matter, because every day I hated my body. I hated what I looked like. And I kept doing the whole spin thing, the whole thing of eating horribly. Because guess what? Every day I was thinking it. I was speaking it. I was being disgusted every single day. And it kept going on and on and on and on and on for years. I just recently watched a video of myself on stage when I talked about the time when I was shaking so bad.
Yeah,
I remember when. And I went, holy smokes, I never saw myself that big. You know what I mean? But I knew I was big. And so what happened is I just made that decision that I wasn't doing it anymore. I was done. And of course I had been to what do I want to say? Self-development thing. That was another added bonus. I walked out of the self-development thing, walked into conference with already making that decision. I spoke it to 15,000 people and just said, you just watch. People probably thought it had to do with my business, but it didn't. It just had to do with me. And, I just made up my mind. I had accountability partner, and that helped me a lot. So in this business, I can't tell you enough that an accountability partner will help you go places, but you have to be with an accountability partner that's going to push you, and you're going to push them. You're not going to talk negative. You're not going to talk smack. It's got to be strictly business, motivational, and, personal too. So, but yeah, I mean, to lose that much weight, and Jodi, I know you've done the same thing, and it's just crazy to think. Look at, and you know who else I think about all the time? Denise Walsh.
Yeah.
I think it was 10 weeks.
I know.
That took a lot of mindset.
Yes.
A lot of good mindset and determination and discipline. Discipline is something I really want to talk about, because you guys, we cannot motivate you. I don't want to be I'm just going to play a little bit of tough ass leader here. Number one, nobody can be motivated. Motivation is a myth. It's not there. Okay. So number one, you have to have motivation is discipline. When you add discipline to the word motivation, then things that you're going to be motivated. Because when you do things over and over and over, and you're disciplined to make yourself do those things, that's when you're going to have action. That's when you're going to have success. And so I will tell you, I'm not motivated to eat right. I'm not motivated to get up and exercise every single day. I'm not motivated to do that, but I'm disciplined to do that.
I love that.
Love that.
I do too. I love it. I wrote it down. I'm like, yeah.
So I really challenge you all to get disciplined. Think about your business. Think about blitzing. None of us are motivated to get out and go blitzing. If you are, kudos to you, but I don't think anybody is motivated to go blitzing, would you rather go blitzing or go punch a time clock? Think about that. Because really, that's your choice.
Yeah, choose your hard.
That's right. So the more we blitz, the better we get, the stronger we get. And I got a new blitzing. You guys probably already do this. Do you do the blitzing bags?
Oh my gosh, Jeannie is a genius.
Jeannie taught my team that at a training. She came to Fort Wayne and did it for all of us.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Amazing.
I know. I started doing it. I'm like, this makes blitzing so easy. And I told my team today, it's trick or treat. You have every reason in the book to be handing out little treat bags with your blitz cards and with, and then selling the $25. There you go, Deb. Tara made a video right before we got on here of her success with doing it. And she got rid of all 7 bags and still was digging for samples out of her purse to still share with people. That's genius.
It is. I love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever. In 7 years, I've never seen or heard that. And I watched it in action, and I watched them selling wraps like left and right. And it was just like, holy smokes.
I know.
But the key thing to that, I believe, is because I had her do it to me. And the key thing is putting a blitz card in their hand and then immediately putting the Ziploc baggie with the wrap and the samples in their hand.
Yeah.
And I had added
that ownership it creates when they're holding it. They don't want to give it back.
That's right. It does. And so and then I added a little twist to it. And I said, what's really special is I have a goal of getting rid of 4 of these today. And they're normally $35 because it's a $35 package when you start adding things up because the wrap is normally $30.
Right.
And so we got a $35 package and I'm selling them today for $25.
Yeah. I love that when you said that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I told my team too, what better way than to practice doing it than trick or treat week? When you have a reason to be doing it, it's going to come easier than afterwards. You're just going to just naturally be able to do it because you've already found out how easy it is and how accepting people are. So yes, yep. Love that tip. And because I think we create so much negativity in our mind when it comes to the word blitzing. And it's like, I wish they would throw that word out because all it is sharing your products and your business with people. That's what we get paid to do. Sign loyal customers and distributors. All we're doing is sharing. Take the word blitzing off the table and go out and share and do what we're supposed to do to make money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, that there's so much. And I love. We had Pam on a Zoom the other week and she said, are you planting seeds of doubt or are you planting seeds of hope? And that has just stuck with me everywhere I've gone because how many of us go out thinking, I'm going to try to do this blitz thing, but nobody's going to want this, or are you going out saying, I can't wait to share this with everybody because everybody wants it. And
that's right.
That makes a huge difference in your mind. Do you know that everybody wants this? And if somebody says, why do you think I need it? No, but everybody wants it. So I felt entitled to tell you about it. Let them know they're entitled to hear about it. It's a totally different way it's mindset. It goes back down. Everything comes to mindset. So it really is true. Go out and plant your seeds of hope instead of seeds of doubt when you walk out the house with your blitz cards. And I always pray over my blitz cards. That God puts the people in my path who, are worthy of receiving them. And it's everybody in my books, I'm like, I have to hold up my end of the bargain. He's putting them in front of me. I need to share it with people.
I love that.
Shelley, what would you say to, we attract who we are, right? Well, I've attracted a whole lot of yellows on my team. I think 80 to 90% of this business is yellows because we care about people and we just want to change the world. What would you say to our yellows who are out there that are super shy and they just have more of that social anxiety and just getting out of their comfort zone?
Yep. I would say that number one, they have to think, I'm going to set this up and see if this will work. Perfect. Can you still see me?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I would say that number one, they have to make up their mind that they're still going to do it. Only time it gets easier is once they go out and do it. The other thing is that when we create what we are, the other thing that Pam said on our Zoom was, why don't you guys make a list and this is a challenge for y'all to do, make a list of what you want in your distributor, your next distributor. Mm-hmm. What does that list look like? Are you looking for somebody that is a red, that's going to be driven and they're going to be motivated? Are you looking for somebody that needs to bring fun to your team and for you, you know, things like that. So I feel like making that list was huge. I sat down and just kind of made a list of what I wanted in my next 5 distributors. And it's kind of crazy, but I got one. And after making that list. So I really challenge you to do that. Focus on that and see it, speak it. I always tell people that, you know, like we talked earlier, it's basically that if we're out there being negative about blitzing, we're not going to get who we want, you know? And so I don't know that I have the right answer for a yellow, but I guess I just say to do it more. Like, help them make their list, help them make their phone calls, help them go blitzing, because that's what they need to be, that get that confidence.
Yeah. Let your faith be bigger than your fear.
Absolutely. That's a good one. Yep.
I think that's what holds so many people back.
Yeah. And I feel like, number one, how bad do they want it? Mm-hmm. You know, I ask my people when they sign up with me, you can get in this and do as little as you want, or you could do as much as you want, but it's all about how bad do you want it? What's your number? I ask my people.
Yeah.
You know?
I started like kind of being hard on myself, because when I would turn around from not blitzing somebody that I felt like I should have, I'm like, now go home and tell your kids that they weren't worth that blitz.
That's right.
And it really, that gets to my heart. Like, I can't look my kids in the eyes and tell them that they're not worth getting out of my comfort zone, that they're not worth driving 2 hours to do a party for 1 or 2 people, that they're not worth, you know, me opening up and talking to somebody just that I don't feel comfortable with. Cold calling and different things like that. And so to me, that's something that makes me stronger. You know, when I feel weak, I think about that very thing, you know, go tell the kids that they're not worth it.
Yeah.
And for me, that's just the battle with me, you know, and that's something that helps me push through that fear that's holding me back. And usually that fear is the enemy telling you, no, don't change their life, you know? And so you have to push through and know that you're meant to share this with people. Did you build most of your business, would you say, face-to-face or on social media?
Face-to-face.
I know, you're my party girl. We have that very much in common.
I am so not a social media girl.
Yeah, it's definitely belly to belly. And I share with my team every time we do a party, you guys, I literally was gone for an hour and a half. I just signed 5 customers and a distributor, you know? You can't, an hour and a half and bring home, you know, $125 wrap cash, an hour and a half of my whole entire week. And look what I just did. So parties is where it's at. You just got to ask. That's the thing. People are like, how do you book parties? You have to ask. You have to ask people and be blunt, you know. I've just learned how to get rid of a little bit of my yellow and be blunt with people. So, Sandy, I know you have some questions that you wanted to ask Shelley.
Yeah, we had a couple of questions come through, and I only have 3 of them, so if we can get to all 3 of them, awesome. If not, I understand. They want to know how are you balancing your time? I mean, yeah, I know, right? I laughed when I read it, but I was like, let's hear from Shelley Hyde.
Absolutely. So if I answer the question, can I have an extra 24 hours?
Sure. You know, I got that kind of power for you, Shelley.
That's right. Okay. So basically, how do I balance my time? One tip that I got this weekend that I love is, and this helps me a lot because I'm not the social media girl, but I put an alarm in my phone for every 2 hours starting at 8 o'clock in the morning to post on social media. So I took that a whole another step, and so then while I'm posting on social media, I'm going in and liking or commenting on 5 or 10 different people's posts. Not in It Works. So
how do you, as far as, okay, so with you, that's perfect. I love that. But how do you balance? I think they wanted to take it a step further. And how are you balancing family life and the craziness of family life with the business and not feeling guilty because you're spending maybe a little extra time on the business and the beginning times of the business, so that, because what I'm finding is some people are saying, you know, or their spouse is in their ear, or their relatives are in their ear, and they're saying, you always have your phone in your hand, you never have any time for us, can't you put your phone down and spend time with us? How do you find the balance with your time with that, with family and your business, or are they always co-mingling?
No, I think that number one, you got to get focused on where's your priorities. And if you do power hours, you guys, we all know on here that if we were to do an hour of power hour, I mean major power hour, not scrolling through Facebook, not a major power hour, you know, once a day, twice a day, it depends on what you want. Like I can remember telling one of my girls she wanted to move to the next level, and I'm like, she has a 5-5-5 rule where she messages 5 people, she friends 5 people, and she follows up with 5 people. And I said, well, you don't get to do that 5-5-5 anymore. You want to promote to triple, you got to do 10-10-10 or 15-15. So we are going to have those seasons in our business that you know, that we will have. So you may, this next week, we don't get time to do a lot. Kids are going to have to understand, and parents are going to have, you know, or husbands are going to have to understand. So basically what I do to balance my time is I normally, and I'm a really bad person to ask this question because I don't have kids and I don't have a husband nagging at me. So, but what I do is I always remember to pour into myself, because I can't be anybody if I'm not pouring into myself. How do I pour into myself? I like to exercise. I like to get my nails done, and I like to have Shelley time. Okay. So I feel like I always have to be filling up my bucket, whether it's social media, whether it's books or inspiration, watching some videos, things like that. So I really believe in, like, I love to get up in the morning, talk about what I'm grateful for before I even get out of bed. Before I grab my phone, I like to do things for me. So I always go walking, and I either put music on, or I may do some conference calls on while I'm walking or jogging, just to kind of get some of that stuff out of my way. The other thing is that we have to spend time with follow-up. But we all know that we waste a lot of time. We really do. And if you start working your 6 list, does everybody know what a 6 list is, do you think, on here? Is there anybody that doesn't?
There's some new people shaking their heads. No.
Okay. So a 6 list is basically what you're going to do every night before your head hits the pillow. You're going to write 6 things down that you are going to do for your business the next day. You guys, it's a proven fact that if you write less than 6 things down, you're only going to get 0 to 3 done. Okay? So you have to write 6 things down. Prioritize them. Make them be income active producing activities. Okay? Posting on Facebook, following up, friending 10 new people, messaging, going out and blitzing. Everybody has complained, whether it's their volume or their businesses went down in the last 6 months, whatever it is, I can tell you what it is. Everybody thought, because we had a good handful of people that made it on social media, and they did really well, and they did it fast, and they were making tons of money, and they promoted fast, that everybody stopped doing what they were doing that was giving them success, and they went to social media thinking that they could do it from their chair. The people that I have talked to, ambassadors that have made it quickly and have done really well with social media, literally spend 10 to 12 hours on social media.
Who's got time for that?
Exactly.
I have heard that before, and it blows my mind. And I'm so glad that you pointed that out, Shelley, because I think that there for a while, everyone got it. Everyone was growing fast, and their businesses were strong and solid, and they weren't like, what's going on with my business? And then the minute that social media was talked about, and how those small amount of little people that were able to do it with social media, everyone's like, oh, that's it. That's how I'm doing it. And they stopped blitzing, they stopped partying, and they stopped doing belly to belly. And their businesses started to fall apart. They started to have people leaving left and right. And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because we are, and Pam Souter says it all the time, we are a belly to belly company.
Yep.
We are belly to belly.
That's how it started. And social media is going to always change. And I'm sure it'll always be there.
You know, really, and you're right. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up, because this is all for you. But I'm glad you said that social media changes all the time, because think about all of the different algorithms that have changed with Facebook just in the last 8 months. Facebook is always changing. We cannot keep up with what they're changing. So we have to keep reinventing how we're sharing the business on social media. But handing out a Blitz card has not changed in 15 years.
Nope.
The way of building your business with a simple coupon has not changed once. We haven't had to rethink how to do that.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
And so if we put it into our lives every single day of building your business the minute you walk out of the door, being prepared and knowing that once your foot hits outside the door, that you have wraps, you've got saran wrap, you've got product brochures, that a party pad, that you could go out and have a party just right there at the coffee shop, you know? So balancing my day is so different in so many different ways. It's going to be a lot different than somebody that's brand new. I spend time talking to my leaders. I spend time doing some self-development. I have been traveling quite a bit lately. So I'm doing some trainings and preparing for trainings. And that's not something I like to do at all. That's just not even me. And I am doing it. And every time I do it, I think, oh God, how am I going to get through this? But we do it. So it's about pushing yourselves out of your comfort zone.
How do you, another question that was asked was, how do you explain the sense of urgency with this business without sounding super pushy or almost dictator-like?
Yeah.
Well, I love to use the word open. I always love open. And the thing that a lot of people don't know is that this is the only company that has grown 20% this year in this industry. Nobody else has. A lot of them haven't grown at all. They went backwards. So that's something to be pretty proud about. Pretty darn proud about. So that's something that I tell people, that we've only hit 1% of the world. I'll ask people, where are you from? Do you know your population? And I'll look it up for them. I'll Google it. You look at Grand Rapids, Michigan, that they only have that 197,000 people. And we only are paying out 200,000 people. So that's just in one, and they're still building in their backyard in Grand Rapids, and we have 3 millionaires. So to tell them the urgency, number one, we got to just we got to be real with them. And we got to let them know that what it is. Like, I just messaged a girl and said, would you be open to learning what I have my hands on? I told her, I'm no rookie. I've been doing this for 7 years. I've retired both my husband and I from our full-time jobs. And are you open to listening and learning more about what I have my hands on? So I don't know if that really answers your question, but.
No, I think it's perfect. And I think that it should be a real eye-opener for those people listening, that number one, there's 3 millionaires in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where the company started 16 years ago. If that doesn't say something, it should to them right now. The fact that there are tons of network marketing companies out there similar to ours, whether they're selling makeup, bags, purses, jewelry, or other health and wellness, that we're the only ones in our industry that grew 20%, that should say something to them too. And you guys didn't grab how important that was, that Shelley just said. Just know that you're in the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right CEO, and he's got our back, and we are moving mountains right now, and we're just getting started. So I think just sharing those statistics and the fact that we're only at 1% of the world's population, and we're about to open 2 more countries. Hello. So I love that.
Well, and I heard a little secret today on a Voxer. I don't know if you guys want me to tell you or not, but.
Of course we do, Shelley. Come on.
I heard that there's going to be something really big on the cruise. So I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I'll be there, so I'll make sure I pass the word around.
That's right.
Rachel will be there. Shelley, you'll be there.
Absolutely. So I just know that Mark has big things planned, and he's not stopping. He is moving forward. And, that man, you look at all the things he's done. I watch him. I have up and most respect for that man. And he is constantly pushing himself, pushing his team.
So
you don't find a CEO that moves a company across several states and take everybody with you. They stuck with him for a reason. And he's got big plans. And he's not just planning out in 2 years or 5 years, which most companies can't even plan out that far ahead. He's planning out 20 to 30 years. So you look at Mary Kay, and I'm just going to bring that up because they have millions of distributors. Millions. You guys, you're only in the 200,000 people. Like, think about that. Think about where this is going.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about this cruise. I'm excited to see what conference brings. And y'all haven't got your tickets for conference, you better get them. They're life-changing, and it is something that is, we always say, how could he possibly do more than what he did last year? We've been saying that for how many years?
And he always does.
He always does. He always knows how to bring it.
Yeah.
They've got big things in store, and I'm excited. I'm super excited. So, yeah. Any other questions? Did you have another question?
The only other one that was asked that I think maybe you could, I don't remember if you've ever said if you're a heavy recruiter, but someone was wondering, number one, how do you communicate with your personally enrolled distributors when, how did they word this? Hold on, personally enrolled distributors and the rest of your team, and how do you juggle when you're a heavy, okay, so basically if you're a heavy recruiter, how do you juggle those personally enrolled distributors that you're signing while still being there for the rest of your team? So I don't know if you're a heavy recruiter or if you have someone on your team that is, like, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that is signing, and yet they still have team members over here who may not have an upline anymore because people do come and go out of these types of businesses. So how would you recommend them communicating? How often should they?
Well, I think that they should have them either in a Voxer group or a Facebook group, and they should be challenging them all the time. Maybe they have newbie to Ruby group, something like that. So they can be coaching them all at the same time for about the same thing. They move out of that little, and I like to do, I don't do a lot of this, but I know several leaders do, is they do several little groups within their team. And so I think newbie to Ruby group is a great group. And then obviously journeying to Diamond. From that
I know, me personally, I do small chats within Facebook. Once the distributor has 2 to 3 distributors of their own, I'll create a little chat so they can kind of build that community and that layered leadership. I've been doing that for a while, and I know personally that works for me.
Yep. Nope.
How many people will start stepping up and being a leader of that particular little group? So I love that.
Yep. I love that too. I think that's smart. I really do. And as far as how much should I be talking to them, I think the first 90 days is so crucial. As long as they're coming, they're answering you. I'm not going to chase somebody. I tell you, the more tough love you can give your distributors, the better. They're going to respect that. We didn't get in this to make friends, but we've made a lot of great friends. But we got in this to make a business and make money and change people's lives with our products. And once you decide to change or to work this business as a business, you will see success within your business. Just plain and simple. So.
Love that. Shelley, real quick, Kimberly had a question. She said, I'm having a hard time getting people to commit to parties. What do you do to get them to commit?
Well, I don't call it a party. I like to call it a sample session. And something that I'm doing right now, I don't know if you guys have it's called an open date card. And or you can just have a box calendar with certain products in. So what I'm doing is I'm letting them choose a certain product for certain days. So like if I have 2 days next week, or this weekend available, then I'm promoting that they can have that product for free for hosting a party. So
That's pretty good.
yeah, it's not duplicatable for our brand new people that don't have products. So you have to be careful with that. But I believe I've done party plan for a long time, and it's all about getting in front of the people. And before they get the product, they have to have, 5 people in attendance. Or
I think I've put in like 100 suggestions. Can we please have a party plan? Can we please have hostess rewards? I sold Longaberger. I sold Longaberger, and that's what kept your parties going. That's what kept people would book more than once, especially when new products came out and stuff, because they knew that they could earn, free products. And I know we can do our own, and I've done that. But for new distributors, it's not always feasible, because they're just getting their business off the ground, so they can't always afford to be giving more than just a free wrap or whatever. But do you think we'll ever get to that point?
I don't know, because they're really big on saying that they're not a party plan.
Right.
So I don't know.
So
yeah, but I will definitely pass the word on.
Yeah. And I
put that kind of weight, Shelley, that you can be like, listen, we got a lot of people wanting a party plan.
And kids multivitamins. That's my other thing I put in for all the time. I want my kids to have multivitamins that they like.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good product this year. I don't know what else he's going to roll out with, but he always rolls out with something new. What else is he going to roll out with? Something
Absolutely.
Kids line. Shelley, any insight on that?
I don't.
I talked to Rusty for probably an hour and a half at last year's green carpet, and he just kept saying, Jodi, you can't be a multi-billion-dollar brand with the lineup that we have. Just be ready for explosion. And it was like product after product kept coming, and I was like, he was right. And he was like, it's so exciting with what's coming and where this business is going. And he's like, just be so stinking excited for the explosion that's about to happen. And every time a new product comes out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just, when you, like you said, when you don't think that we can get any more, and, Mark's vision just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you've been in longer than any of us, and he always does what he says he's going to do.
That's right. He does. And I've watched him so many times put his dreams and his goals up. I've seen his dream board in his office, and it just blows me away how he just makes it happen. And I know it blows him away too, because he never imagined of it being this big, of where he started from. I can remember hearing him tell the story when they didn't think they had enough money to pay for their people, and they weren't taking paychecks, and they're like, all the investors are telling him to shut it down. And he's like, no, I believe in this. I believe it. I see it. So that goes back to my little task when we all closed our eyes. You have to see it, visualize it, feel it, whatever it is. If it's a car, I'm just going to use a car for an example. Go test drive the car. Put yourself inside it. Literally, visualize yourself holding hundreds of dollars and being able to put it in the tithe bucket for your church. Whatever it is, you guys. You got to see it. You got to speak it. I'll never forget hearing Denise say that when she missed, I don't know if all of you know this, but when she was shooting for Black Diamond, the first month, she was right down to the last on the 6th month, and she had it every month, $100,000 every single month, Ms. Black Diamond, for 6 months straight. Well, on her 6th month, she missed it by just a couple $1,000s. That's it. She had no way of knowing. Otherwise, she would have bought it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But she missed it. She missed it again the 2nd month. And then she just decided, she kept speaking it and speaking it and speaking it of her number. Her number was 100, I believe it was 113,000 or something like that.
Yeah, she just told us.
Yep. So, it's like she keeps going and going and going and just speaking it. And then she had 133,000.
131. Yeah, it was the opposite.
There you go.
131. She was telling us that on a live, she happened Sarah's page, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did she say 131?
1,000 a month. Yes.
Okay, Denise, you just dropped the mic there.
Absolutely. So the cool thing is it's there for everybody. If you immediately say, oh, I could never do that,
You never will.
then you never will. So it's up to you guys to visualize what you put on your paper. Spend time on that. Speak it. Put it out there. Tell yourself every day you're getting ready in the mirror, whatever it is. So
I love it. I love it. That's a perfect way, I think, to end tonight, because it's all about mindset. It truly is. Shelley, I cannot thank you enough for just being there for our team and for loving on us. And you're always such an inspiration. I just love to follow you, and I just appreciate you so much. And thank you, Sandy, for bringing questions from your team too. And
Yes.
We are definitely all better together. That's for sure. And everybody just keep speaking love and life and growth and explosion into your business. And that's what will happen. If you speak it, believe it, and put action behind it, you are capable of achieving anything and everything. And God would have never brought you to this business if he didn't already give you every single thing it takes to be successful. He's given it all to you. It's all within. You just have to let go and become it. Become everything that you ever want and ever think that you can be. You have to believe it, and you have to own it, see it, and we will be at the top. We will be the next Ambassador Diamond right beside Shelley when she becomes
amen.
Diamond. We'll be your Black Diamond team.
All right.
Yes.
I love it.
Shelly, I'll
All
see
right.
you next week.
Thank you again, Shelley. Yeah, you guys have fun on your cruise and send lots of pictures and updates, and just love you guys. Everybody have a good night.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. See you. I appreciate you guys.